Welcome to the Pittsburgh Dish. I'm your host, Doug Heilman. How do you lower the complexity and maybe a little bit of the heat to make Indian cooking more accessible at home? Priya and Glenn of Anar Gourmet Foods tells us how. What's a crisp witch and where can you get one? Anna Anthony explains. And have you ever encountered a recipe for meat pies? Chris Beers of Grandpa Joe's Candy Shop shares a nostalgic dish. All that ahead. Stay tuned. The Pittsburgh Dish is supported by Chef Aleka. If you're looking to improve your own cooking skills or host a special in-home experience, Chef Aleka has you covered. Visit her website at chefaleka.com to learn more. Now, on to the show. Thank you both so much for coming over and for being on the show. Would you introduce yourselves and what you have going on in the world of food? And Priya, let's start with you.
Doug, thank you, first of all, for having us. We are so thrilled to meet you and to be in your space. It's absolutely beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
So I'm Priya. I'm the founder of Anar Gourmet Foods. And we have been doing this for quite some time now, about almost 10 years in the Pittsburgh area.
Okay.
So we craft all natural gluten-free Indian seasoning kits for authentic and fusion food, meaning that some of them are authentic recipes passed down from my mom and some that I have created in our kitchen with courtesy with help of my husband's palate.
All right. And that's Glenn. And Glenn, how about you? And what role do you play in the food business here?
Yes. Hi, Doug. Thanks for having us. It's really a pleasure being here. So I consider myself the chief assistant to the CEO and founder of Anar Gourmet Foods.
That's probably the right position to take.
I have experience in operations, so we try to operationalize our business as much as we can. Even though we're very small, there's still challenges, supply chain and manufacturing and packaging and shipping and all that good stuff. So that's really where I help out. And I also deliver, pick up.
I do want to ask, are you also like a chief taste tester?
Yes.
Of course.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. You know, that's interesting. The way that we develop our products is it's similar to what we've done in the medical diagnostics field, where we both have experience there, where, you come up with, if you're developing an assay, you come up with the reagents and you have an objective, you put them together and you see if it works. And after a while, you think you've optimized the combination of reagents to achieve your objective. Just like a recipe, you put together the spices, the ingredients, and you cook it and you taste it. Well, we've done that. But in addition to that, we take it to the field. We do clinical trials, quote unquote.
Wow.
We have defined cohorts where we give them examples of our proposed spices. They cook them. They give us feedback, standardized feedback. So over time, we've developed this process of developing new spice mixes.
My goodness. Yeah. I love that you took that existing knowledge and just the practicum of it all and just transferred that over to this adventure.
Yes.
Yeah.
How wonderful. I've never experienced someone saying that. And I think I need to probably test my recipes with cohorts more.
And I love the way Glenn articulated this because I can't articulate it like that, but it's from the heart. So basically it's my mom's recipes that I take, but it takes me 3 or 4 months to perfect each recipe. That's because I love what she had made, but it's too hot for the American palate.
Yes.
So when you temper down the hot curry powder, which is, by the way, is our secret sauce, it's passed down from my grandmother.
Oh.
And my mom did a lot of phone calls to India, got the recipe, and then we had to figure out how to sort of tailor it to our taste.
Right.
But it's that authentic recipe, which takes about 8 hours to make a small batch. And then we use a little bit of that magic in all our seasoning packets along with other ingredients.
Yes. You've given me sort of a thought. I would love to talk about for our listeners, for those that haven't experienced your products yet, what is the product line and what are some of the, the top sellers or the big hits?
So these are Indian seasoning kits, but they're adjusted for the American palate, courtesy of my husband's and our neighborhood cohort. So basically what you do is you take authentic taste, But then it takes 3 to 4 months to customize it, because when you temper down the heat of the curry powder, everything else gets out of balance. So that has to be adjusted. And I like to get it to the level where 99% of the people who try it, love it.
Love it.
Yeah. So that takes a little bit of time. And then we give it out to our neighbors and ask them. And one of them actually is very, very exact, likes wine. We created a wine list almost like for her.
Oh, wow.
So does it taste good? What's the texture? What's the, taste?
What are the notes? And
Yeah, exactly. Is it too spicy? And then based on that, I get feedback, and then I keep cooking. And until my husband here says, that's it, I can't eat anymore. But then I said, that's it. Lock in that recipe.
Oh, yes. So if I go to the website right now, how many different seasoned packets are there?
So we've created 13 seasoning blends.
Goodness, yes.
And then we have the hot curry powder, which is on its own.
On its own.
Yeah.
So I could then adjust heat level if I am really into spice.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The way I adjust it is depending on how much jalapeno you add, you can ratchet up or temper it down.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you do more than just, sell folks these packets. I've noticed on your website, there really are some specific traditional recipes, South Indian recipes.
Yes.
So folks are not completely on their own to just buy this packet and figure it out or go find a recipe.
Yeah.
You've provided almost a full experience for them at home, right?
That's right. Because each packet has a recipe on the back. And I have this wonderful designer. He and I can obsess about the recipe and the words saute versus fry, marinated versus marinate for hours. But he has the patience because we want to make it so clear that literally a 10-year-old can make it. And I say that because I have given virtual cooking classes to 10-year-olds and they've made it.
Yes.
So it's so simple, you just can't mess up. And that's a little bit interesting for Indian cooking because it's so nuanced. It's all about the amount of spices, the timing, and the layering effect. And to get that right and get that taste where it's not sort of tempered down, because sometimes restaurants temper it down. It's great, but it's tempered down. But until you taste that authentic taste, but not so hot that you're like, I don't like it, that's where we want to get the people so they can appreciate it.
Well, I think what else you're doing is you're lowering the barrier to entry for cooking authentic Indian food at home because, as you said, you've blended and perfected many, many spices into one packet at the right level. And I think that's why I probably haven't attempted enough Indian cooking at home. I'd rather go to a restaurant because I just don't know where to start, or maybe even cost prohibitive. I don't want to buy one jar of one thing for one recipe that I may never use again.
Yes. You hit the nail on the head, actually, because there are two main barriers to cooking Indian food at home. People think it's too expensive, like you said, because you end up with 25 ingredients pushed in the back of your pantry because you worked on it for 4 hours and you're like, that's it, I can't do it anymore. The second thing is people think curry and they think it's too hot, which it doesn't have to be at all. And that's where my husband's palate is perfect because he can tell whether it's too hot or not. And then you adjust the heat so people can figure it out or at least have the opportunity to do that at home with the spice packet and the recipe.
Yes. And so let me ask, Glenn, is there a recipe or a spice packet that you guys have developed? You're like, this is probably one of my favorites, or you had more of your palate influence over one of those?
Yes, exactly. Our spicy beef curry was developed, I think, specifically with me in mind.
Yes.
So it's beef, marinated beef, and it's spicy, but not too spicy. Yeah. And, the secret there, what I like to do is serve it over egg noodles as opposed to rice, and it really comes out nice.
You're giving me sort of a stroganoff vibe here.
Yeah, it's like stroganoff, only a little bit sharper, a little bit more spicy. Very nice.
And it is diverging from tradition in that it's noodles, and we don't see beef as much. I mean, we're seeing usually some vegetarian dishes or chicken, seafood, right?
Yes.
And so this is probably also a great option for folks that are trying to expand their palate, maybe go vegetarian at home, but still have a ton of flavor.
Yeah. So that's an interesting comment that you made because most people think Indian and they think vegetarian. When I go to places and they think instantly vegetarian, I'm a meatitarian.
Yes.
So
I'm an omnitarian too. So dispel that myth if I'm saying the wrong thing, right? Like it's not always vegetarian forward, right?
From what my research, and people can correct me, but I found that 40% of Indian population is vegetarian.
Okay.
The rest are,
They're eating
meat. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So most of our top sellers and most of our customers buy meat products.
Okay.
I would say like 90 to 95% our top sellers are meat products. That's what they get. It was a bit shocking to me when we started looking at that.
What you're saying is the spice blends or spice packets that are intended for meat dishes sell more.
Yes.
Probably because of our Americanized palate that we just have to have, some kind of meat at the meal. But you do have vegetarian options.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we also translated some of the recipes. Like my mom we used to eat lamb in India, goat and lamb.
Yes.
Not many people eat that here. Mm-hmm. So that's where we translated into beef with my husband's, input that more people eat beef here.
Yes.
So we have a spicy beef curry and one that's a lot milder, and it's our ground beef. That's our number 2 seller, actually. Mm-hmm. And that's more mild. It's more, I would say, fusion flavored. I mean, it's still got that curry powder in it, but it's not so hot and strong that people are overwhelmed by it.
If I am truly a beginner cook, like you mentioned, a 10-year-old could make this.
Yes.
Is there a particular dish or two that you would point them to as a starter recipe?
Absolutely. I would say our chicken tikka masala.
Okay.
Super simple to make. The only things you cut is the chicken, a jalapeno, and garlic.
Okay.
And the rest are all literally like canned stuff. Really simple to make. The other one is our ground beef, which it elevates the flavor of ground beef and gives you that newfound appreciation for like a common ingredient.
Yes.
And that's the other thing I do with my dishes. I want to make sure that whatever ingredients I use, people can get from the local grocery stores. You don't have to run to the Indian store and get the Asian peppers. Mm-hmm. So I try to make it super simple, sort of like an intro to cooking.
Yes.
And our goal too also was just like our multicultural family. Like Glenn's from Chicago, I'm from India. Our son Rana is obviously a mix of both of us. So I like to look at it as a way to help people understand a different culture, and a great way to do that is through food.
Always. I couldn't agree more. You have kind of sparked my brain to go in this direction. Yeah. I would love to know how the business got started. So you said it's been going for about 10 years, but you both worked in the medical field. Right. So give us a little bit of the origin decision to do this.
Well, my mom is my inspiration for my cooking, cooked heavenly food. And like literally decades later, people would talk about how great her food was. Mm. So the secret sauce, our curry powder, was what was the essence of it. But people would say, I told Mom, why don't you like start a restaurant or, we'll sell the curry powder. But people said, well, we don't know what to do with the curry powder. And that's how it started, that process of giving specific recipes. Mm-hmm. It also started when we were in Indiana and I was doing marketing for a big medical diagnostic company. I'd come home and cook my heart out. And it was just so much more fulfilling and relaxing. And that's when the idea came of like, let's use these specific recipes and sell them at a farmer's market. Mm-hmm. So we were doing that on the weekends while I was working 16 hours a day full-time with the other job.
Goodness.
And my husband was consulting then. So he was a big supporter of even understanding how to even manufacture this, like at scale.
Yes.
A small scale, but at scale. And so he would go to the farmers markets and he would set up the tent, and then our son was about 4 years old, so I'd bring him with the wagon a little bit later on, so not to wake a sleeping baby. And then we would just sell, and we saw there were legs to it. People really appreciated it. I think both of us want to make a difference in the world in some way, even if it's for one person. I think that spreading the joy of our home recipes and seeing that it's making it easy for them and it's enjoyable to them really is so fulfilling.
What I love too, though, is you're also carrying on your family's flavors and traditions and recipes. And so many, I know so many moms and grandmas out there don't give their recipes out sometimes. So what was that like to translate mom or grandma's recipe into something that's now this industrially standardized product?
It was a very interesting experience because when I first started this process, I would ask my mom for the recipes, and she would say, "Oh, put a handful of curry powder and a little bit of salt." And it's literally, I took a spoon, a tablespoon, a measuring spoon, and measured her hand out to figure out the recipes. Later on, she got really good at giving me the way I would like. But she would say, "Oh, just put a pinch of this or put a pinch of that or a handful of cilantro." Well, what exactly is that?
Yeah. Like, is it a quarter teaspoon? Is it a half a cup? Oh, my gosh. So that's where you started.
Yeah. Standardizing that's part of the process that takes 3 or 4 months to figure out, well, what is it? Because you don't know which spice is throwing it out of balance out of like 10, 15 ingredients. But my mom was so patient, and she would just walk through the recipe and then like really think through it, what would work. And then you also have to think through what works for the American palate. Yeah. So it's not sort of one and done. It's a process, and it's a labor of love. And my mom, I'm just so grateful to her because she so willingly shared it. And that's what I want to do. I want to share it too, like the joy that brings our family when we eat, and make it quick and easy, not a 4-hour process. Sharing that with others, because things like this aren't meant to be in your own home. You got to share it with the world and bring joy.
And she truly was your collaborator in all of this.
Yes.
Oh, thank you for sharing that.
Hi, this is Glenn.
And Priya from Anar Gourmet Foods. And you're listening to the Pittsburgh Dish.
I'd love to know a little bit more about, I don't know, some of the behind the scenes. Like, there are a multitude of spices you're getting. Like, how do you find those and source those? And then do you have a co-packer now that blends that for you? Like, what's it all look like?
Yeah, no, we don't have a co-packer now. We did, but we don't. Now we have our own licensed facility.
Okay.
So we actually do it ourselves.
You're doing it yourselves.
We do it ourselves. And we source our spices from a couple of different suppliers. It's really a 2-man show, and sometimes our son helps us.
Okay.
And we blend, and we fill, and we ship, and
You're really doing it all.
Oh, we do. Yeah.
Goodness.
We would like to get to the point where we can't do it all.
Right.
Where we have to have a co-packer. That would be fantastic. And, and we're on the cusp, because we have a good retail business now. We've got direct to consumer, and we've got other online sources.
Beyond the website, where can folks find your spices?
Sure. We are in market districts.
Okay.
Some Giant Eagles in the local area, and in Fresh Times in the local area. We're also on our website, on Amazon, Walmart, and we just launched into U.S. Wellness Meats, and they are...
I think they're based in Missouri.
Yeah, they're based in Missouri, yeah. And so we're just doing sort of a collab, co-marketing as of this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also was wondering, when you were saying, you're doing all of your own things, you're in a unique spot that you have a product that's pretty shelf stable, right?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So, if someone buys a packet, how long is that good for Best Buy? I mean, are you talking like a couple months or a year?
See, this was interesting. We just did a taste test last night. What we do is we have some packets, and we kind of validate it over time. And we found the sweet spot was about 18 months. But last night I pulled out a packet that was sitting around for like literally 2 years, and we cooked with it, and it came out fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah. So we try to make sure that whatever the customer is getting is the best possible experience they can have.
Of course. I think I was just thinking in the background, like, you're doing it all yourselves, and it's not like a perishable, which is pretty good, or it has a pretty good shelf-stable life. So that's sort of an advantage to your products.
Oh, yeah. And I've heard people take out a packet after 3-4 years, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I haven't tested that. But if you love it, that's great.
Well, I think my mom might have spices in her cupboard from my, I don't know, elementary school days. And they still get used at the holidays.
The other thing I wanted to add, when we were talking about, a couple of sources where we get our spices, what we do is when we switch to, we actually get most of them from locally here in Pittsburgh too.
Yeah.
We go there, we look at their facility. We also validate the spices according to our recipe and see what the taste is like. So we just want to make sure that the spices that we get, because sometimes different spice blends give different flavors. So we try to make sure that it's very true to what we want and don't deviate from it. So there are some specific places we get the spices in that exact sort of brand that we don't deviate from. So that's part of the sauce. So people can absolutely make Indian food with recipes, but depending on the spices they use, it does give a different taste.
It could turn out differently.
Yes. And even the curry powders, there's so many different variations of it. And ours it's just made in such a way that you cannot replicate the taste. I know that because it's unique even to my grandmother's home from the village that she's from.
Well, I want to talk about that a little bit more, but before we move on, I had one final question around the business, and that's the name, Anar.
Yes.
Where does that come from, or enlighten us a little bit more on that?
So Anar has a very special meaning for us. Anar is the reverse of our son's name, Rana.
Oh.
Rana means prince in Hindi. He actually found out, I think in Urdu, he says it's king. We're like, well, not yet. Not yet, young
He's
Simba.
still a teenager, right?
Yeah. So, and Rana reversed is the word Anar, which in the Hindi language means pomegranate.
Okay.
And pomegranate is the symbol of prosperity and abundance and immortality and good things. So it's sort of sending out that good wishes for all into the universe. Mm-hmm. And the way I like to think about our company is it's sort of the best of both worlds because we have the Western and the Eastern influences. And like our son, we like to think that it evokes the best qualities in us. It's a nice blend.
I love that as a guiding star to all these things.
Yeah. And there's a little bit of a background to that because when I came to this country like decades ago, I wanted to be so American because I was a teenager and I just, was very uncomfortable in my skin. And then the pendulum swung where it's like I became more Americanized than Indian. But now I'm comfortable that it's sort of the best of both worlds too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm comfortable in my skin.
And you don't want to hide it. Yeah.
Yes.
Our uniqueness is what makes all the things in the world special.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But you've mentioned it a few times, so I'd love to shift gears and talk about your early backgrounds and how this food journey has happened. First off, how long have you been in the Pittsburgh area? You mentioned you grew up in different places.
We moved here in 2015, and that's when we transferred the business here.
Okay.
So we've been here almost 11 years.
All right.
Yeah.
Welcome.
We moved here for my husband's job, and that's when my husband was so supportive and just said, because this is what I've been wanting to do. And he said, just go full time. And I did because if I don't do this, I'd never know.
Right. You have to go for it.
Yes.
And Glenn, did I hear earlier you grew up in the Chicago area?
Chicago, in the city on the west side, Okay. And went to college in Florida, got a job with a major company, spent some time in Europe. So I've had a pretty varied career, very enjoyable. And fortunately, I met Priya, and the rest is history. Very happy that we have a nice family and a nice little business going.
Priya, where did you all meet? Where did you and Glenn meet?
Oh, we met in the Massachusetts area.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys have been all over.
All over.
Yeah, when I first came from India, we got into Massachusetts and I have a BS in biology, MBA in marketing. So I was doing marketing for a company there. And I think it was 2 weeks before I joined the company, he had joined it. And he was like at the executive level. And here I was sort of mid-level marketing. And we met in a boardroom.
But you were both fresh to that company.
Right.
Yes.
We were both fresh to that company. I was there all of 2 weeks, but I was asked to host an onboarding meeting for newer employees.
Interesting.
And that's where we met for the first time. And I was smitten from the moment, literally from the moment I laid my eyes on her.
That's the right answer. Priya, how old were you when you came to the States?
I was 15 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you had a lot of formative years back in India.
Yes.
What part of India did your family hail from?
Well, I had a very interesting background in India because my father was the principal of boarding schools, Seventh-day Adventist boarding schools.
Okay.
So very unusual for, having a different religious background.
Yes.
And then he also was a pastor. So we moved around from schools.
I see.
And then the last 5 years, we were in the New Delhi area.
Okay.
So my parents are from South India, from a state called Andhra Pradesh.
Okay.
But I never really stayed there. We would just go on vacations and visit our cousins. So I'd like to think it's more New Delhi because that's what I remember. We moved probably in those 15 years, like 8 states. Or actually, I'm sorry, about 4 states, but different places.
Yeah.
It was quite a lot of changes.
With all of that moving around, did you find, I mean, just like in the American states, the food culture or the tastes and flavors, did they vary quite a bit?
I don't recall too much of that. The short answer is yes. They're absolutely very different state to state, even home to home.
Yes.
My mom cooked more of the South Indian food. So she had
She just kept bringing it with you.
That's it. That's it. The repertoire of dishes was different. Interestingly enough, like in the Seventh-day Adventist religion, you're not supposed to drink tea or coffee or eat meat, which we did.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Seventh-day Adventists usually vegetarian.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I think now it's more
Relaxed,
allowed. Yeah, more relaxed. But my mom brought her food, like all her favorite recipes and stuff like that throughout wherever we went. But they did change ingredients and flavors as time went on. And even here, like in the last few years that they were in the area, you could tell that the tastes were sort of changing. Yeah.
What about food life for you in terms of cooking?
Yeah.
When did you start cooking?
I started actually cooking more so in my late 20s.
Okay.
When I moved out of my parents' home and had my own place, and I was, I just literally stopped eating because I didn't have the flavors that I liked.
Right.
So it was more of a survival instinct, like, oh my gosh, I can't keep running to my parents' house. I got to cook.
I can't imagine. Yeah, like a culture shock almost. Like, what do I do?
Because she cooked fabulous food all the time, and there was so much of it all the time. And no matter what, the food was always good. Even when we came to this country, it was a jarring experience because, you have a little bit of that immigrant experience where you're very well off in India, and then you came here and you didn't have much at all. But the one thing we had was good food.
Food, yeah.
Always.
What, curries, roti? Like what are some of the dishes that she's just like, Mom, I need that. Like, this is the ultimate comfort dish.
The ultimate comfort dish is her chicken curry, which I have packaged. It's called Grandma's Spicy Chicken Curry. And a coconut rice, which we had last night, and it was delicious.
Sounds so good. We're a little before lunch, but I could go for that today. Glenn, I imagine your growing up food world was a little different. Not the same kind of flavors.
No. Typical Chicago flavor. Pizza, hot dogs, Italian beef, but very adaptable. Got to eat good food. And now I'm into it. I'm really into the diversity, the blending of cultures, as Priya mentioned. And now, believe it or not, I enjoy cooking. And I'll take the reins whenever I have to or can.
Was that later in life? You weren't really cooking in your earlier years?
No, I wasn't really cooking. I really didn't pay much attention to it. I'd go to the barbecue once in a while and grill a steak, but recently, I mean, really within the past several years, I kind of like it, and I kind of, I'm doing more of it.
Well, Priya, you mentioned too, like I love cooking as a stress relief, and it puts my mind in a totally different place from the other things of the day too. Yes. So I find when it's not high pressure, it's fun to do.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for sharing some of your background. So I'd love to move us forward a little bit. The business has been going for, keep me honest, you said over 10,
almost 11 years.
Almost 11 years now. Yeah. You're in multiple grocery store markets as well as managing your own website. Are there any new thoughts or goals or events coming up for you in the coming months or year?
Absolutely. Actually, we are going to be at the Home and Garden Show.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So, we're going to be there. And I realized we can't do it all. Just a few weeks ago, I had this epiphany that I am the bottleneck. Because you can't do it all, and there's only so many hours in a day. So I think the best path forward is really to look for influencers and creators who can help spread the word.
Yes.
That in this digital age is so important to amplify your voice.
Right.
So,
and people will want to help you.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, I mean, that's part of what I love doing on this show and meeting people is I want folks to know you because I think what you're doing is unique, special. You both have said it, just showing this culture and making it an easier way to do that for folks. So I'm wishing you all the best.
Oh, thank you. We really appreciate coming on your show and talking to you. It's such a comfortable environment.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Are there any new flavors or products in the works? Are you testing anything right now?
Yeah, there's one product line that we actually manufactured a couple of runs, and it was very successful, but it's difficult. And it's difficult because it's a ready-to-eat frozen entree.
Oh, yes.
And so we need specialized manufacturing.
Of course.
And we did have a small arrangement in place, but we can't scale.
Not sustainable.
Yeah.
It's not sustainable.
Yeah.
So that's something that's waiting in the wings.
Yeah.
And also, we've been working on chicken korma lately.
Yeah. Chicken korma.
That'll be a new recipe coming.
Yeah.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good.
All right. Well, I love all of it. And it's just been so wonderful to talk about this journey and all of your products and experience. Why don't we do this for listeners? If we've piqued their interest and they want to find you and follow you and maybe order some spices from you, can we remind them of your website and your social handles where you like to exist there?
Yeah, absolutely. We are at www.anargourmetfoods.com, and you can find us on social media on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Anar Gourmet Foods.
All right. I always have a final sort of customary question for our guests, and you can answer together or separately. The name of the show is The Pittsburgh Dish.
Yes.
What's the best dish you've had to eat this past week?
This past week was last night with my mom's authentic South Indian chicken curry and coconut rice.
Oh, this was the dish.
That was the dish.
Oh, well, it sounds like the best bite. Did you make it?
I made it last night.
Oh,
and it really was amazing.
remembered flavors are always the best flavors.
Yes.
What was your second favorite?
The second favorite was my husband's meatballs. He cooks heavenly. He really does. Very, very good food. Yeah.
I like, Glenn, you got to plug yourself sometimes. I love it. And Glenn, what about you? What was your best bite?
It was actually last night.
Was it?
Yeah. The pairing of chicken curry with coconut rice, outstanding. They just go so well with a nice glass of sweet Riesling.
Oh, I like this. You mentioned earlier you had a neighbor that's a real wine person, and I was wondering if you have some pairing ideas. Because we've talked to another woman that I appreciate, Kanika, and she's known as the Indian Som. She's trying to pair wines with food. What she's shared with me is it's not super common in India. So I think that's a good, also, hey, Kanika, if you're listening, maybe another good collab with you.
Absolutely. My husband's very good with the Riesling. So,
Yeah. And I can tell you what not to pair. I mean, with the spicy beef curry, you'd think that red wine may go well, but
doesn't do it.
No way.
Yeah.
No.
All those like flavor notes don't always work together.
No, they clash.
Wow.
They really clash.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So a sweet German Riesling.
To cool off the spicy heat.
Yes.
Really, it's effective.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I love that. And it sounds like these dishes were truly the best bites this week.
Yes.
Thank you.
Priya, Glenn, again, I want to thank you so much for your time. And thanks for being on the Pittsburgh Dish.
Thanks, Doug. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's our pleasure. Thank you so much.
Up next, have you ever heard of a crisp witch? Anna of Anna Eats Pittsburgh educates us and tells us where to get one. Hey, everybody. We're joined today with Anna Anthony of Anna Eats Pittsburgh.
Hi.
Hi, Anna. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
Anna, when you're out and about, I know that you go to a lot of great dinners, savory places.
Yes.
But is there ever a place that kind of catches you with a sweet treat somewhere you're like, oh my gosh, I got to go back there?
I have a crazy sweet tooth, Doug.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Well, you actually did bring a few things today. So
I sure
guess I
did.
shouldn't be.
Yes.
I shouldn't be.
Yes.
There's some sweet treats sitting on the table.
Oh,
right
yeah.
now.
Okay, so one of my favorite sweet treat discoveries of 2025 was Leona's Crisp Witch.
Oh.
Do you know what that is?
I don't even know. Let's first say it's Leona's
Yes.
ice cream.
Leona's ice cream.
And they just moved. They had their first scoop shop in Lawrence Hall.
Yes.
But they've built an independent place
Yes.
up in Garfield,
Garfield.
right on Penn Avenue.
Correct.
And it's open.
It's open now.
And
yeah.
Now, what is a crisp witch?
Okay, so we know Leona's typical ice cream sandwiches are made
so
with their delicious cookies and their
So
ice
good.
cream. So good. But a Crisp Witch is, instead of cookies, it's Rice Krispie treats, like,
Get out.
but homemade Rice Krispie treats, you know?
Wow.
Yeah. Did you see those going viral? Like the actual Rice Krispie treat brand,
Yeah.
like in 2025, that was like a viral treat. Leona's did it 100 times better.
Well, I'm already thinking like that crispiness, but if there's a little bit of bend to the Rice Krispie treat,
Perfect.
it will hold the ice cream.
Yes.
Oh my
They don't
goodness.
last forever in the freezer. That's what I've noticed with all of those treats. The Rice Krispie treat kind of like softens a tiny bit. So they're
Okay.
best eaten either on the spot or like the day after
Yeah.
you get them. But that blew my mind for sure. It's one of my new favorite sweet treats. I hope they keep them forever.
Are there any special flavor combinations that they've offered?
They had a couple when I was there. I only saw, vanilla and chocolate. And then I also got a plum one. Their plum ice cream was so like beautiful and tart and
Wow.
perfect. And you would never think like, okay, I'm going to put plum ice cream between two Rice Krispie treats. But it worked out really well.
Well, yeah, because you always need a little offset, something a little
Yes.
sour or a little bitter, something different.
Totally.
And the other thing I'm thinking, number one, I know that Leona's uses a lactose-free
They
milk.
do.
And then the Rice Krispie treat would be gluten-free.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. It's perfect for someone who has celiac
I know.
or any, allergy issues.
But it
like
doesn't
that.
even matter.
No,
'cause
it
it's just
doesn't.
so darn good.
So good. I'm so happy that they opened up that place and
Yeah.
they're doing their thing over there.
Well, I've been to their old location. I haven't been to the new spot, so
You gotta
I have
go.
to stop.
Yeah, they're great people too. I love them.
And it's a great neighborhood.
Yes.
So Leona's on Penn Avenue
Yes.
in Garfield.
Perfect. Yes.
And what's it called again?
A Crispwich.
If they've got it, get one.
Grab a couple.
Anna, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
You can follow Anna on Instagram at AnnaEatsPGH. Do you have a recipe that harkens pure nostalgia? For Chris Beers of Grandpa Joe's Candy Shop, it's his grandmother's meat pies. Let's have a listen. Hey everybody, we're joined today with Christopher Beers, the owner and founder of Grandpa Joe's Candy Shop. Chris, when we were together last, we were talking about all of these candies that you guys find from people's nostalgia, from their past, from growing up. When you were growing up, was there a recipe from a family member or a loved one that still harkens nostalgia for you?
My grandmother would make meat pies.
Meat pies, well, like wrapped up, like in
So,
dough?
yeah.
Okay.
So this large pan of bread
Okay.
with every type of meat, chopped, minced, shredded pork.
It could be like sausage or hamburger.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of this different type of meat inside.
Oh, wow.
And to heat it, you ate this for breakfast.
Yes.
So you steamed this bread slice with meat in the middle, and then you poured a chicken broth over it
Wow.
and then ate it. And it was, I still have the recipe. I've never made it myself,
Okay.
but man, that's childhood memory for me.
That's nostalgia. You loved it.
Oh my gosh. My whole family loved it. Everybody
Yes.
would still to this day, like if we found out someone was making meat pies, like you have to distribute them.
Right. We need to bring back the meat pies.
I would pay someone to make me a meat pie with my grandmother's recipe. Yeah,
Well, now you've just thrown it out there. So if we can get grandma's recipe, we'll put it on the blog.
absolutely.
And then you guys can send a meat pie dish over to Chris and his family. Stop into Grandpa Joe's with it.
Yes, I would love that.
Oh my goodness. All right. Grandma's meat pies.
Yes,
Chris Beers of Grandpa Joe's. Thank you so much.
you bet.
Do you have a recipe? Share it with us. Just go to our website at pittsburghdish.com and look for our Share a Recipe form. If you enjoyed the show, consider buying us a coffee for this episode or supporting the show monthly. You can find links to those options at the bottom of our show description. And if you want to follow my own food adventures, you can find me on social media at Doug Cooking. That's our show for this week. Thanks again to all of our guests and contributors, and to Kevin Selecki of Carnegie Accordion Company for providing the music to our show. We'll be back again next week with another fresh episode. Stay tuned.